So good afternoon and welcome back to another video. How are we all doing? All good, I hope? So as you've seen from the thumbnail already, finally we get to sort these brakes out. If you subscribe to my channel or you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I have a massive love-hate relationship with the brakes on the Sur Ron. I have tried everything. I've tried bleeding them, I've tried the Shimano brake pads, I've tried new rotors, I've switched up the oil that I use, literally everything, and they are brilliant for about 2 or 3 rides, and then it just goes back to the same issue. I am going to partly put this down to the fact that I think I've got a bit of a dodgy caliper, but there's no excuse for the other brake. Taken all the pistons apart, I've cleaned them all, I've done absolutely everything I possibly can, and I feel that I've given them a really good shot. But I just feel with these things, they are fast, they are torquey. It's great having all that speed, but it kind of doesn't mean anything if you can't actually stop the thing. So today we are going to put them to the test, see how the stock brakes perform, and then we're going to install the brand new Hope 4 hydraulic disc brakes. So I think the fairest way to do this is to check the old brakes against the new Hope Tech4 brakes. I've come somewhere it's nice and dry. This video is going to be filmed over 2 different days, so being under here we know we're going to have the driest conditions. They're going to be the same every time that we test the brakes. So the way I'm going to test the brakes is travel at a certain speed, and then we'll measure on the floor exactly how long it takes me to come to a dead stop. So what I'm going to do is set up a little marker on the floor so I know exactly when I hit that point I can start hitting the brakes, and then with my trusty tape measure we'll just work out and see how long it takes me to come to that dead stop. So we're all set up ready to go. Basically I've got a marker on the floor behind me, so I know as soon as I hit that, that's when I need to start braking. What I'm probably going to do is come along and we'll start we'll do a 20, a 30 and a 40 mile an hour intervals, and I think that's probably going to be the fairest way to do it, so let's go. So we're holding at 20. Oh my goodness, they are flipping awful. 5.3 meters, and that was at 20 mile an hour. Something tells me I'm going to need a longer tape. Okay, so let's head back. So we'll try this one at 30 and see how we get on. Okay, so 30 mile an hour. So my tape there is at 7.6. I'm just going to use this red cap to mark the 7.6, and we'll just move this. So front wheel now, I'm going to say that's 2 meters bang on. So that's 9.6 meters to stop. Okay, let's try it to 40 then. So I've moved this camera back, obviously. There's no way I thought it was going to be that bad, so I had the camera set up in completely the wrong position. The next limit's going to be 40, so let's go. Literally still had the camera in the wrong position. Right, let's go to, we'll mark this on 7.5. So at 40 mile an hour, it's just taken me 15.2 meters to come to a full stop. Obviously, I'm trying the best I can to feather the brakes so I'm not just locking up and skidding the bike. I'm trying to actually use the pressure of the brakes to slow me down as fair as I possibly can. So there we go, they're the 3 speeds I really wanted to try out. The other thing I just wanted to say as well is, before testing this, I did bleed these brakes. The only thing they don't have is new pads on them, so I wanted to make it kind of as fair as I possibly could. I know it's going to be under a little bit of a disadvantage, because obviously my new brake's going to have brand new pads on them, but these pads aren't that old, so I hope to God these new brakes are worth it. I hope we get better results than that, otherwise that's an awful lot of money down the drain. Cool, so that's testing done on the stock brakes. So let's get back, let's finally get these new brakes installed. I've had these brakes for about 2 weeks now. I've just had so much going on, I just haven't had the chance to get these installed, but I also haven't even been able to get out to record this video because the weather's just been so crap yet again. You'd never think that we're in summer. Let's just hope that these new brakes are as good as people say they are. I'm not going to film the process of putting the brakes on. I might just do a whole entire different video on that one. I just wanted this video to be short and sweet and just compare the two side by side just to see how they perform. So, but yeah, on my way back now. Let's get the new brakes fitted and let's get back out and retest. So how we're doing, we're back out, new brakes installed. First impressions of the brakes, the look of them, absolutely awesome. I knew they were going to look good. I've seen plenty of bikes rocking these, I've seen them online, but yeah, I think with all the purple parts on my bike, they're an absolute perfect match. And that's not only the lever end but the caliper end as well. They are just a really, really good looking brake. When I was deciding on upgrading the brakes and I looked at the Maguras and I looked at the Hopes would win hands down in a beauty contest all day long. They are sort of double the price and I was just praying that they're going to be worth the money. I'll be completely honest, I've literally just unloaded this in the back of the truck, so I haven't actually used the brakes yet, and I kind of wanted to just get it on camera as a first reaction just to see if they really are worth the hype. So I'm just heading down to the underpass where I've done the first test so that we can try these and see how good they are and compare them. I know this is off-road and I do still need to bed in the pads, but let's see. Oh my god, oh my god, they are going to take some getting used to. Obviously it's a little bit slippery on the floor, but the front brake immediately locked up and then so did the back. Oh my god. Okay, let's head straight down to the underpass. So whilst we're riding down, I'll just run through some of the points that I absolutely love about these new brakes. So installing the new brakes was actually really easy. I need to give a shout out to the Surron Ripper. He gave me a really good tip on these and how to get the new lines through. And I would say in turn that probably saved an awful lot of wrench time and a lot of headache. So massive shout out to him. But yeah, installing the brakes themselves was actually really easy. The other thing I love about them as well is you can almost tune the calipers. So with the stock calipers, I mean mine were just shot, I'm on nearly 1400 miles, so I don't know how long they were meant to last, but maybe they're just coming to the end of their life. I know one definitely had a bit of a leak to it, so it really was time to upgrade. But with these, you can actually manipulate the pistons in and out, so that if one's coming out more than the other, you can manipulate them to get them all absolutely perfectly in time. So that's one thing I absolutely love about the calipers. The next thing is the levers. The amount of adjustment you've got on these levers to suit literally any rider. And what I mean by that is any setup, any size hands, wherever you want these levers to work, they will. You've got so much place, so much an adjustment. I did do a lot of research on these before I bought them, and I knew that was an option, but I didn't think they'd be quite that good. But we're just coming down to the underpass now, but it's just like literally night and day, the difference in these. The only thing I think we're going to find is the stopping power with these to the stock ones. I think these are just going to lock up. But the amount of confidence you have when you're riding them, having those brakes, I mean, it may be the same if you had a brand new Surron with brand new brakes. They may be this good, I don't know. I bought mine second hand. I've not had that experience. Mine have been terrible since the day I bought them, really, but it's just instant. Okay, let's get set up and let's try this. Okay, tape measure all set up, so let's go for it. We'll do a 20, a 30 and a 40. Like I said, my only worry is I just think we're going to lock up, but let's try it. So to 20. Okay, so travelling at 20 mile an hour and still hitting the same mark on the floor. The result was 2 meters. It's just, oh, I'm so happy. Okay, let's go for 30. Oh my god. So that was 4.4 meters. So 4.4 meters at 30 mile an hour. So last one, let's go for the 40 mile an hour. So it's 7.9, 2.6, 10.5 meters. 10.5. Unbelievable results. So there we go. Absolutely unbelievable results. I'm so happy. I knew they were going to be good, but I didn't think they were going to be this good, and I'm really happy now that I've made the choice to go for the Hope Tech4s. For someone who's been riding this now for the best part of 9-10 months with shoddy brakes every time I go out, it just feels like a completely different bike. Whilst I'm out, I'm just going to go for a quick ride, and I'll talk about a few other things. If you are looking to buy these brakes, one thing that I would 100% recommend getting is the Hope bleed kit. The kit is perfectly designed for these brakes. It's a completely different way to bleed these brakes compared to the stock brakes. So with the stock, I always ran syringes, and I always ran it from the bottom to the top. So what I mean by that is I'd open the caliper up, and then I'd pump fluid through the caliper all the way up to the lever, and you would obviously then have any dirty oil, any bubbles coming through, and then I'd always finish off by using the cup system and then just pump the brakes just to get all of the bubbles out that I can. With these, it's a completely different way. So you put the fluid in the reservoir cup at the top, and then what you do is attach a small hose to the caliper at the bottom. You'll then pump the brake, and that will then push the fluid through the system, and then intermittently you'll pump the brake as you're opening the caliper, and that will then allow the fluid through the system getting any air out. When it's all complete, you can then lock it off and then just pump the caliper as you normally would, and that will just get the rest of the bubbles out. So there we go then, guys. Absolutely over the moon. I was in desperate need for them. I'm really happy that I went for the Hope Tech4s. I love everything about them. I love the way they look. I love the way they perform. I love the ease of bleeding them as well. If you've got any questions about the brakes, make sure to drop them in the comments, or even if you've got any other questions about Surrons, by all means drop them in the comments and I'll do my best to help you out. If you like this video, make sure to give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.